Well, good evening and thanks so much for joining us for this special cut-in. Right now we're waiting to hear from Chief Aubrey Jenkins following a fatal car crash that happened involving one of their fire trucks. Now we have crews at the fire headquarters right now. We're waiting to hear.
The events of yesterday, not only about the structure fire, but also just about the fact that we did, and we do want to acknowledge that we did have a fire apparatus that was involved in a fatal accident. So we just want to first of all acknowledge that. Before we move on, I do want to give homage to the family of the person that died in the accident. Certainly our thoughts and our prayers goes out to that family, not only the family of the deceased, but also the family of the person who was severely injured in the accident. Also, I want to give a shout out to our firefighters because certainly this is a tragedy that nobody wants to experience. Our firefighters, they do a great job, and we're very proud of what they do. And nobody sets off to, we're all responding to calls, but nobody sets off to make anything tragedy happen. That's part of some things that we go through, but they are suffering pretty good. It really hit home to them, and they are feeling it just like they lost somebody. So we just want to ask you to keep our firefighters in your thoughts and prayers as well as the family of the victim and the person that died. So we had a structure fire came in. It's probably right around maybe a quarter to 7 yesterday. We had a report of a structure fire, and when we got the call, it did state that there was fire coming through the roof. And as we was on the way, we got this call saying that it was multiple houses on fire. So once the arriving battalion got on the scene and saw what he had, he immediately called for a second alarm. So when he got there, he did have 3 houses on fire. The main house that was burnt pretty good. Then he had 2 adjacent homes as well. So because of what he had, and it's normal anytime we get multiple houses on fire, we call for a second alarm because we on the first alarm, we sent enough to handle 1 house. In this particular time, we had 3 houses on fire. So when he called for that second alarm, one of our units was coming from the Two Knots Road area near Midland Center up here, near Pine Belt Road. So once that was established, the unit did respond, and obviously when they got down to in front of Columbia Police Mall, there was an accident, and a tragic accident. So we're not denying that there was an accident. At this time, we're unsure as to what the results are going to be. We do know that the Highway Patrol is investigating, and I think that the coroner is also assisting in that investigation. So once we learn what the deal is, what actually happened, then we'll address it at that time.
Do we know the status of those 4 firefighters that were?
Engine 1, very copy. Cover stop or corn area 1909 Tall Pine Circle.
Sorry.
Do we know the status of those 4?
Engine 1, cover stop for corn area 1909 Tall Pine Circle, 2909 Tall Pine Circle, parcel of Flat Drive. 24 female patient with chest pain, met for the 37B Bravo 5, 37B 5 outside, 1637.
Okay, so at this time, again, we did transport 4 firefighters to the hospital. Right now, they was released last night, somewhere around 11 o'clock, somewhere around that time. They're doing well. I think the biggest thing is just that emotional trauma that they went through. So they kind of going to be suffering that. I think that we're going to really have to get them some counseling, some help to help them get through it. Again, they are feeling the pain right now, and we need to get them all the help that we can. So they get released. One of them had little minor injuries. They did some X-rays. They didn't find anything, and but nothing serious. They're not seriously injured.
Were they responding to Bradford Ridge Lane, the house that was struck by lightning?
Yes, they were en route to responding. to the house fire on Bradford Lane. They would respond to there, and unfortunately, they never made it. But that's where they were responded.
And that was the second truck on the way there.
That was what I call a second alarm. And what I mean by that is that we send, on the first alarm, we send X amount of units to a fire. And then on the second alarm, we send the complement, the same thing we sent on the first one, to meet that demand. Because again, these were 3 houses on fire, and we want to make sure we had the coverage to make sure we can handle the 3 houses. And one thing about houses that close, you know, you can have a house on fire, which you want the main house that caught on fire, but then you got houses on either side of it. Those tend to catch on fire, and if we don't get the resources up there quick enough, then there could possibility that you can have more than 3 houses on fire. If those other 2 catch on fire, we don't have the resources up there to handle them.
And can you just speak to, and you kind of already have, just the devastating events that happened kind of throughout that whole night, you know, the crash, you know, the fatal crash, and the homes that were completely pretty much gone?
Well, you know, anytime we respond to any call, it always when somebody having the worst day of their life. And to respond to those house fires, we kind of expect what was, you know, what we can possibly see. But however, when you responding and then you get into an accident, that's one thing that we know accidents happen. We're not immune from accidents. I mean, let's make that clear. We're not. We may be the fire department. We're not immune from accidents. We respond in mercy. We use due regard. We use every safety caution that we can possibly do. We make sure that our folks are responding correctly. We make sure that they are looking out for other drivers, and that happens often where we have to look out for the other drivers in order to get to our destination where we're going to. So, and to have the accident, and also to hear just on the radio, you know, that they were involved in an accident, and they were treating patients. You know, it kind of raises your eyebrows a little bit. Say, well, you know, something is going on. So it was pretty hectic tragedy last night. Again, not only for that family, but it was tragic for our firefighters as well. Everybody is feeling the pinch right now. I'm feeling the pinch, and I wasn't responding to that. Well, I did go to the house fire, but to be involved in that accident at that time, I'm feeling the pinch. We're all feeling the pinch. My command staff, we're feeling the pinch. And not only those firefighters are feeling it, but this whole department is suffering right now. Why? Because a life was lost, and we all are suffering. So it was pretty hectic.
And while State Highway Patrol is the only agency investigating the crash, right?
Mhm.
And now, this could be wrong, but are the guys, the fire, or maybe the driver, is he, you know, still going to be at work? Like, how does that work?
Well, you know, I would tell you right now, all of them want to come back to work. All of them want to come back to work. How we're going to take our time. We're going to make sure that they're okay. We're going to make sure they get the necessary help, counseling, or whatever they need before we actually place them back on duty. And then, not only is highway investigating this, but we do our own internal investigation too, simultaneously, just to kind of see if it's something we could have done different, if something, whatever the case may be. And that is just a standard practice, not only for this type of accident. This is for any type of accident. We do our own internal investigation. That's what we look at, and we make determinations based off that. No matter what the finding of, you know, highway may be, we still do our own internal investigations.
Do we know the names of those 4 firefighters and how long they've been with the department?
Well, at this time, because it's kind of fresh, I don't want to really put names out there out of respect for their privacy. But all of them, some of them got some very good time with us, and some of them are fairly new.
Okay. And have you guys been in contact with the deceased family?
I have not personally been in contact with them. Wanted to make sure that Highway made the notification. Certainly, we're going to reach out to the family.
Is there a timeline on Highway Patrol's investigation as well as your internal investigation when that report will be done?
Well, I think, as you know, with highway, they get there because it is a fire truck or any government, you know, or any tragedy like that. They get the make team involved. They do the investigation. So we won't get any results until they complete what they're doing. And I can't speak for them to saying that it's going to take a day, 2 days, or a month. I don't know. We're kind of at their mercy right now.
Is that fire truck decommissioned?
Yes. It is. Right now, it's got to be checked out thoroughly to make sure that we can put it back on the line. There are some repairs that got to be done to it. So certainly we'll make those repairs, then we'll, you know, see about getting it back online.
And sirens and lights were on during the night.
We require our folks, when they run into any kind of emergency, to use lights, sirens, and intermittently sound the air horn. So all that was active.
Was the driver, did he have quite a few years of experience, or was he a newer driver?
He was not a newer driver. He got years of experience, and he is one of our best drivers.
How long into the shift? How long into their particular shift were they? Like how many hours?
So they come in at 7:45 in the morning,
About 12.
about 12 hours.
And do you know what your internal investigation looked like? What those changes may end up being, or how long something like that will be implemented?
Well, we don't know until we start looking into it. And keep in mind, this is fairly new. This is fresh. This happened yesterday evening. I think the crash might have been just shy after 7 o'clock. So we're not sure. We do know that we're going to be taking steps to look into it, but as far as how long it take, I mean, we got to collect statement. We got to do all the legwork. We got to do all that stuff, and we do have a accident review board that will be looking at it. So, and they'll get together and they'll talk through it, try to figure things out based on whatever highway come up with, and so we just have to see. But as give you a timeline on it, I can't really give you a timeline on it. But keep in mind, this is something that we always do when there's accident, rather than minor offender event or whatever the case may be. We do an accident. It goes before the accident review board because we want to make sure that we're doing things right. We want to make sure that any correction that needs to be done, we want to make sure that we're adhering to those things. We really police our own self. You know, you think about the police department. They got internal affairs. They police themselves. When it comes down to accidents, we police ourselves. We're a stickler for make sure we do things right.
Has something like this happened since you've been chief?
Not to this magnitude, not where we lost a life.
I know you said out of respect for the privacy of the firefighters involved, but, and forgive me if you said this already, but can you say the unit that was involved in the accident, or what? How's they responding?
Yeah, the unit came out of Station 11, which is on Bloom Court.
Is that a fairly new truck? Do you know that?
The truck is fairly new.
In situations like this, when you guys are down a truck, what is the operations of this? Do they get another truck placed there to help now respond to calling down that the truck has been decommissioned?
Yeah, we have reserve trucks. So we'll put them on a reserve truck while we repair their frontline truck. So that's what we'll do. We'll put them on a reserve truck. Which actually we sent them home last night after they came from the hospital, and we brought a new fresh crew on, and we put them on a reserve truck. So it's for lack of better words, it's business as usual. We still respond to calls.
Is there anything else that you wanted to say, sir?
Well, again, I do want to reiterate that this department is going through this tragic along with their family. I know the family is suffering. I can assure you our firefighters are suffering as well. And what I'm asking all of you to do is just keep not only the family in prayer lifted up, and they need it, but also keep this department and these firefighters lifted up in prayer as well, because a lot of people, it did not just affect that family, it affected another family, and that's the family of this fire department. and we just want to make sure everybody get the help that they need.
We appreciate you.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Well, folks, if you're just joining us now, we just finished a press conference where Columbia-Richland Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins held a press conference just now following a deadly car crash involving one of their fire trucks. He says that fire truck was en route responding to a call of a house fire last night. Here are the details we know so far. So the South Carolina Highway Patrol is the lead on this investigation. Now, they say this all happened around 6:50 last night on Two Notch Road, just near Decker Boulevard, south of Arcadia Lakes. That's when they say a 2010 Nissan sedan was heading north on Two Notch Road and attempting to make a left-hand turn from a median into a private driveway. That's when a fire truck that was traveling north in the southbound lanes that had its lights and sirens on hit the sedan on the driver's side. Now, 3 passengers of the fire truck and both drivers involved in the car crash were injured and taken to Prisma Health Richland Hospital for treatment. The passenger of the sedan did die at the scene. Now, Chief Aubrey Jenkins saying moments ago that Highway Patrol does continue to investigate and is the lead on this investigation, but that they're also taking a look at having their own internal investigation. He says when accidents, things happen in the department, they always do this. So this isn't anything new that he says that they are going to be doing their own investigation on what happened last night. He did say that 4 firefighters were transported to a hospital, and they have since been released with no serious injuries. He says that they're all going to return to work in due time when they feel they're ready to come back and they feel that the fire department has taken the proper precautions to have them return. He mentioned counseling and any services these firefighters might need to be able to return to work. He says that he added that, of course, that the whole fire department is feeling the grief alongside the family who has lost a loved one, that him, along with his fellow firefighters, are all feeling this loss tremendously. Now, those are the details we know as of now, but coming up at 6 o'clock, we will have our News 19 reporter Jamin Wade live with more details. We'll see you then.
The news doesn't end here. Download WLTX Plus for free on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.